Welcome to the Magnet Pool, where we dive into Miami-Dade's most innovative and creative magnet programs that truly make Miami-Dade County Public Schools your best choice in education. I'm your host, Dr. Magda Castro-Pereira, Administrative Director in the Office of Innovation and School Choice. And for the first time ever, the city of Doral, home to major media giants like Univision, Telemundo, and NBC6, now has its own DRECOMM, Center for Communications at Dr. Rolando Espinosa K-8 Center, where students are exploring broadcasting, digital media, storytelling, and so much more. Today, joining me, I have the principal of Dr. Rolando Espinosa K-8 Center, Mr. Phil Mato, and the magnet lead teacher, Ms. Rosie Marrero, which will help us explore how this program is really instilling new student opportunities for our students in the communication helm, and also how they're building these industry partnerships and really shaping this new era of communications for our students. Welcome, and thank you for joining us today.
Thank you for having us.
Oh, it's great having you. And listen, what an amazing thing that now in the city of Doral, the very first magnet program. I know that you guys have been waiting a long time for this, but it comes at the perfect time when technology is continually evolving and the digital media is so present in the students' lives as well as in our educational field. So talk to me a little bit about how did DRECOMM come to life?
Well, like you said, Dr. Pereira, there's no magnet in school in Doral. And actually, this is my 5th year at Rolando Espinosa, but I have been administrator in Doral prior at Eugenia B. Thomas. And since then, I've always wondered why we don't have a magnet program in Doral. Yeah. So now that I'm as a principal, thankfully, after building the school up brand-wise, I was able to, with the support of my region and the magnet office, have conversations regarding what would be the best magnet for our school. And as you said, we have to capitalize with the networks that we have in our area. So that's actually how it all started with DRECOMM.
So I distinctly remember the day that we all went and we met at your office and we started talking about what theme, right? We have 11 themes in the magnet office, right? Over 121 schools and over 350 magnet programs. But we wanted to make sure that we select the best one, right? And I think the influence, right, that these major media outlets that are surrounding in your own backyard, right, have. What can you tell me about those partnerships?
It was just a matter of reaching out. As soon as they heard that we had a magnet program for specifically communications, they were very excited. So it's creating those partnerships and that network with, like you said, Univision, Telemundo. They were very excited to partner with us. And so we already started exploring, having opportunities to go to the station, for them to come to us. So it's been a great experience.
So I want to say it was the opening, the first week of school, and yes. You already had a field trip?
Yes, we had a field trip already that we had scheduled.
To Univision.
We went to Univision.
Wow.
We had a great experience there with the kids. And it's not just like, it was not like they sat back. They were able to just really go in and be part of the experience, whether it's be on set, be with the DJ and the mixer. The kids loved it.
Wow. How amazing. Yeah. Ms. Marrero, tell us a little bit from the magnet lead teacher perspective, right? Let's think about the Center for Communications, DRECOMM. What can you tell me that DRECOMM offers your students that is different from an elective like TV production or broadcasting?
So when you think about it, technology has changed in so many different ways. So kids are able to grab their mic, put it into their cell phone, and start, proposing a question right then and there. Right. And I think that has changed. Whereas before, you were looking more for a script or a location and, setting it up. And nowadays it's just plug and play kind of thing. So I think that has changed, and that has made the electives a little bit more, exciting for the kids to come in, and a club too, because our broadcasting is actually a club. So it has made it a lot more, enticing for kids where they want to come in. But I have a limited amount of kids that I can allow in my studio. So we have kids wanting to see who's out so I can get in.
Oh, wow.
So yeah, it's helped and opened up and broadened our program a lot.
That's great. So you are a K-8 center, and DRECOMM is offered from kindergarten, right, on. So can you tell me a little bit about the skills, right? Because as a parent, right, I want to apply to your school.
Of course.
But I'm thinking kindergarten, broadcasting, communication. What type of skills are they going to show my child that's a kindergartner? Can you walk me through a little bit of the skills that are used, especially in the primary grades? Because I know as kids evolve, they're going to get into, the podcasting, the computers, the digital media, doing all of using Canva as a tool. But when the primary grades, that might be like a question that a parent might have.
So easy. For us, it's drawing. So the kids are drawing, and then they are going to present their drawing. So they're putting them in front of the classroom, and they're having the conversations with the other kids like this is a show and tell, but now it's being a project where they're going to say it in front of the classroom. As far as, let's say, the second and third graders, first day of school when we had our superintendent come and visit, that for them was how are you today? How did I introduce myself to you? So it was, tell me a little bit about yourself on that first day. And it was easy, seamless for them to, start that communication since day one.
Right. We want to show parents the same thing. So we've actually done several posts on DRE Panthers, which is one of our social medias. So then we did a post for math class where you think, well, communications and math, how does that go align? But the students presented how they solved the problems. They presented to each other. And so that just created that, that confidence in the student to not only did I get the problem right, I'm going to show you how I did it.
That's truly amazing. And, I want to dig deep into that student experience. And you guys have actually given examples of the student experiences, because when we recruit students, when we want to make sure that parents select our schools, right? You want to make sure that they understand what is happening inside that classroom. What can my child experience? And what does a student's life look like, right? What is that student experience when they come into school?
So do you want to take it?
Well, no, we actually we're just talking about a few students on the way here.
Okay.
And we were just amazed of how some students from last year to this year, their confidence has just, soared. They have an opportunity to just come out of their shell and really develop skills. It could be in front of the camera, behind the camera, just in presentation and in carrying their voice. They just, that has just completely changed from one year to the next.
So I want to talk about that voice, because I think that part of communication, as we're doing right now, right, is building your confidence and also your voice, right? And it's important to ensure that students from kindergarten to 8th grade at your schools, that they understand that they're valued. Like, whether you're working behind the scenes, in front of the scenes, on camera, on the mic, with lights, right? There's always a job for you, and that your voice is being heard. How do you handle that? Because in a class of 22, let's hypothetically say, or 25, how does every student get that voice, that opportunity?
Well, we do have the district student perspective. So that's something that we do have the school, and we have that as a digital way for the students to, put in their perspective and what they want to see or how they're feeling in a certain topic. Or let's say we'll have a student that would want to have a special segment. We'll incorporate that into our morning arrivals routine. And so they'll grab the phone, they'll grab the mic, and they'll interview students throughout the morning regarding whatever question could be, why is attendance important? What makes something fair? And, if they're interested and we could work it into the schedule, whether it's even a dismissal or arrivals, we'll make that happen.
The communication and the outlet that broadcasting is going to do for students. Like you said, they were interviewing each other and showing how to solve math problems to each other. that in itself is building the confidence and the voice that the parents want to see develop, right? And have your upper students in your 6th, 7th, and 8th grade, have they expressed that they want to continue this pathway?
So yeah, we have I have a student that he's definitely a math and science student. And he now, mom sent an email saying, wow, I can't believe he now has another vision. How you were able to open up his eyes to another, career that he didn't think he would like. And he's liking this, communication world, because he's seen that behind the scenes, he's working with digital technology that has to do with media, and he's liking that.
He's amazing.
Yes.
So, something can go wrong, as we know, anything technology-wise, there could be a hiccup. He'll keep his cool. He'll transition. He'll, figure something out. So the show from the morning, at the Morning Roar, will continue with, without a glitch.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yes.
So you're in the heart of Doral.
Yes.
Where we have these powerhouses, right? Media organizations. Industry partnership is so vital, especially when we're trying to build sustainability in magnet programming, right? And I know that you've already tapped into that. We've already discussed that on the very first week. We were already in one of these organizations. But talk to us a little bit about how do you develop that? I don't know if Mr. Mato, you want to do it, or Ms. Marrero, but how do you develop those industry partnerships? Because you need that commitment to be able to, for that student experience, to be able to get real world experience.
For us, it happened on the first day. So we had it Flow come visit our school. And because that morning broadcasting was, hosting, we were able to speak to one of their representatives. And they were the ones that opened up the door for us. And that same week, we were making contact. So the kids got in to that studio the second week of school.
That's amazing.
It was incredible how fast we were able to get that, to the point that we still continue to have that relationship with them. We invited them back to our school for our magnet night, and we had the DJ come out as well.
Well, great.
So they are great partners. They've made it very easy for us, and they still continue, to say, whatever you need, let us know, and we'll try to make it.
He came out, not just to come out, he actually came out with his mixer. He had the students had an opportunity to actually use the equipment that he brought. So it was a great experience for the students.
Wow. That's so important, because we see it time in and time out, right? It takes a village to raise a child, right? You can expose students, and magnet students are exposed to so many themes, right? But exposure is one thing, and having that practical concept where they can go to the real world and see themselves there, right? Like you told me, like they actually went into the actual studios, right?
They did.
And mixed and everything. So that's just this amazing.
Yeah, they saw basically how even like sets being built like on the fly, like how they transitioned one set to the other, where the storage was, where like all the different levels of storage, that they would have to access to just to quickly change a set. They were just super impressed with it.
Wow, that's great. So let's talk about, right, mentorship, right? And ties into industry partners, right? Can you talk to us a little bit about what type of mentorship they're offering your students? Because you are the very first magnet program in Doral, and obviously communications. So talk to us a little bit about, what type of mentorships programs do you see in the future, or if you've had those conversations with these media organizations?
So as far as that, we're thinking that the kids, because they're in that broadcasting, they are setting up already like their little portfolio. We're recording. So they're creating their little portfolios already with their segments and what they've done and created. As far as us being able to reach out to them, I'm sure we can always reach out to the programs and, see how our kids can get involved and, help out. Whether it's, because they were telling us, I think Univision, Telemundo was telling us that they get volunteers and everything to come out when they start setting up for elections or when they start setting up for any of these major events that are occurring, and they get volunteers to also come on board. So that is something that I'm glad you posed that question, because I could start looking into that to get the kids already into these partnerships and internships. But yes, they are as themselves already building their little portfolios to have.
That's great. I'm happy that they're doing that already, with such a short amount of time.
Yes.
Listen, you launched this new magnet program at the beginning in August of this year. So what you've done is spectacular, and I commend both of you, because that culture that you have at DRECOMM is second to none, right? So that's a great segue into what it took to launch this so quickly and to make these partnerships with these media organizations. So shaping DRECOMM, as I said, it takes a village, right? But what are the biggest priorities for you as a principal when you see the future of DRECOMM?
For me, I would have to say that I do, I'm trying to really build that brand of DRECOMM. Like I built the brand of DRE, something that I wanted to do from day one. And like you said, nothing can happen in one day, but year 5, I'm very happy and very pleased with the progress that we've come and how far we've come. Not only are we the first magnet school in Doral, we're an A-rated school in Doral as well. So we're proud of all our achievements. Just the continuing the branding and making sure the parents know that there's choices available, and that if you're in Doral area, if you're not in the Doral area, if you're interested in having your child, have a voice, and a voice that's built with confidence, to give us a call. Come visit the school, schedule a tour. We are your best choice for DCPS.
Yes. So biased, but I agree.
I was waiting for my plug.
Yes, and I totally agree. So I second that. Let's talk about the culture, right? Because you've been there for 5 years. You've instilled this culture, and one person doesn't do it all, right? First, you use DRE, right, as a staple. And then we added the Comm for the new magnet program, which I think was super original. But talk to me about those wins, right? What are the wins that you've seen, right? I know we've already talked about it, and I can probably answer this for you, right? The voice of the students that have transformed, right? Specifically, some students that were, kind of reserved at the beginning, and now you see how they're coming out of their shells, right? And that's what broad communications is all about. It's about building that confidence and voice, like you guys said. So what are some of those wins that you have seen that have happened, and how would you scale those to continue?
So I'm thinking even a teacher-wise.
That's where I was
going, right? Yes. Go for it.
No,
Great.
You go.
So we have our staff that is totally involved, and they are uploading their videos into our collaboration site that Mr. Mato created for us in our Google Drive, and they're constantly putting things in there for us to share on social media. So you see it that the teachers are all in, and even asking, whatever you need, how can I help? So I think that has built already, not just on the student aspect to see their voice, but even the teachers themselves.
Yeah, we have a seasoned staff. It's not, we may have the young teacher here and there, but overall we are a seasoned staff. But you can see the seasoned staff having this energy. We're like, well, I would love to do this. How can I be a part of an elective for the magnet program, especially in this case in our 6th through 8th program. So we have, let's say, speech and debate. This one teacher, she's just completely embraced it. And you think speech and debate, a student may not be interested in it. But yes, it turns out that they are very excited because there is an opportunity for them to have these conversations, and it's okay to disagree. But they have to do their research in order to present whether or not, what their point they're trying to make.
Something you're touching upon is your staff, and obviously to launch a new program, you need the buy-in, right? But I believe it's the community that you have built, right? And kudos to you, to both of you and your entire staff, right? Because, to be able to transform a program to success is when everyone is vetted. Everybody has bought in, and everybody knows that we're doing this for children, right? We are preparing our future leaders of tomorrow in the communications world, and we want to make sure that this program is successful. So I truly commend both of you for that, and the culture and the community is what's going to continue to scale your DRECOMM in Doral.
Thank you.
Great.
And something else too that I want to just add in, when we posed our questions in our morning segments, our kids are even speaking in Spanish. So it's not just English, like they feel comfortable in Spanish and they're like, well, can I say it in Spanish? And we're like, of course. So even in Spanish,
so they're using their native language.
Their native language, absolutely.
Wow, that's amazing. That's great. So for our listeners and our viewers, right? If they want to select DRECOMM
as they should,
best choice, right?
As your best choice.
As your best choice. If they want to, how do they go about it? How can they get information?
Well, they can definitely come by the school. We're located in Doral at 11250 11250 Northwest 86th Street. You can visit us at DRECOMM.net. We have a select campus tour. You can come and select the tour, and we'll schedule it for you. Or you can give us a call, and we'll go ahead at 305-889-5757. Or visit us at social media, which is DRE Panthers. I'm giving you all my handles.
Yeah.
But really, drop in. If you're in the area, drop in. Our office staff is just the best to making the first impression. They're very heartwarming. You know, they'll make you feel welcome from the moment you step into the door. And if we can give you a tour right then and there, we will.
So one of you can answer this for me. So what is your magnet pull? What draws students to DRECOMM, the first ever magnet program in the city of Doral?
Well, boss, you
No, I think for us, our magnet pull is at DRECOMM would be the student voice with confidence. So it's just a matter of having that student develop their voice with confidence, be able to, know that they can share experiences, share, what they know. They can be in front of the camera, behind the camera, in speech and debate, whatever the case may be. So it's definitely their voice.
That's amazing. And I want to take an opportunity to thank both of you for joining me today. And I also want to say thank you to our listeners and our viewers who have joined us today, and to our community newspaper partners for allowing us to bring our stories in this platform to you. Don't forget, our listeners and viewers, that our magnet application is opened. We strongly encourage you to select up to 5 magnet programs, of which DRECOMM could be one of them. And the application will close on January 15th. Follow us on Miami Magnets and at all social media outlets. Miami Magnets is our handle for all of the upcoming information and anything having to do with our magnet application window. Also, pay attention that Saturday, December 13th, DRECOMM, as well as over 100 schools in the central region, will be on our expo and showcase held in Miami-Dade College. So join us from 9 to 3 o'clock that Saturday.
West Campus. In
the West Campus of Miami-Dade College. And that is it for this episode of the Magnet Pull. Stay drawn to what inspires you, and we'll see you next time.